Coach, Aaron Fincher, CSN, what do you see as the biggest challenges for you in terms of making the jump to a Power 5 conference, a conference that's loaded with great coaches? You have coaches who have contended for national titles, won BCS games. You even have a coach who went to an NFC championship game in the NFL. It's a different landscape than when Chip Kelly was here. How do you anticipate being able to make that jump and compete at that level?
I think it's going to be nice. I never had an opportunity to have all the resources that we have here, and I got to come and understand the Pac-12 and every team that's in here. But like I say, having a plan put together and recruiting the right guys in here and making sure everybody is working in the same direction to get what we all want to accomplish. And at the end of the day, we want to win a championship. And we got to make sure that everybody's going in the right direction to achieve that.
Willie, Tyson Alger with the Oregonian. You were a 4-year starting quarterback. You've coached a 4-year starting quarterback before, and Oregon has a quarterback who started last year, freshman. What are some of the challenges in developing a guy who started so young, and how do you avoid him having any hiccups in changing staffs?
Well, again, I think first and foremost, again, he's a good football player, and he's got to, again, be, as a quarterback, he's got to be a gym rat and learning. For me personally, he's got to be a great leader, a great competitor, and then you got to recruit guys to come out and compete against them. Competition is always a great ingredient to help guys get better, and we got to go out and recruit the right guys and to come in and take our current guys' job, and it's on our current guys to keep their jobs. And if you want to keep your job, you're going to work on all the things that you're struggling with to get better at. And being a freshman, I think there's no better way to get better than by experience and by playing in games. And so you learn a lot from that and try to build on it.
Ryan Thorburn with the Register Guard. I'm just curious, what was your perception of Oregon football from a distance? And obviously you were a little bit closer to it when you were at Stanford a while ago, and what have you learned about this job over the last 24 hours or so that either excites you or you think will be a big challenge?
From the outside, from afar, you're surprised that didn't have a good season. I think when you look at Oregon, you expect a lot of wins and a team that is physical. I know when we was at Stanford, they were spread out, but they were physical, and they offensively, they ran the ball well and got out there, and defensively, they got out there. So I think that's something that's important in the game of football. And if you're trying to win a championship, you better be physical. You just can't play this game if you're not. And so I think from the outside looking in, that's probably one of the things is just getting back to being physical, but also making sure that you have some really good football players here to get accomplished what you want to get accomplished.
Orlando Sanchez, KGW-TV in Portland. Just curious, how do you plan on fixing that defense?
Getting a really good defensive coordinator, first and foremost. Okay, the very best one we can get, and trust me, there's a lot of them that want to be here as well. But getting a very good defensive coordinator to come in and help our young men grow, and getting some really good football players over there, and pushing those guys to compete against each other, to go out and accomplish what we all want to get accomplished. But it starts with some leadership and from the DC, and then guys got to be competitive. They got to want to do it. None of this was not going to happen unless our players all agree to themselves to get it done. And they will.
Really, Steve Mims from the Register Guard. How do you, in kind of a 2-month first recruiting class, how do you balance out in terms of, do you want anybody who's committed kind of automatically hang on to them, or do you go talk to them and see? Do you look into any of the guys you were interested in South Florida, or what's kind of the motive for that first class?
Well, when this is over with, I'm going to go in the lab and look at every kid that we have committed to us and watch them. I got to see our roster and where we're at and where we need to go and get guys, But plan on looking at every commit that we have and how they fit what we want to do. And they all great. Absolutely want to keep every single one of them, But I plan on talking to every single one of them and making sure that they want to be here too, because I think that's really important to have people that want to be here, But here at the University of Oregon, we don't have to settle for anything. We're going to go out to go recruit the best of the best, and we're not going to settle for anything less.